This can apply to any type of fishing. It's not just crappie fishing, but since we're kind of focused on crappie, it is very important for the crappie. So that is keeping a sharp hook. Make sure you have a razor sharp hook. Most hooks from the factory are what I'd call pretty sharp. Some of them may be more than adequate, but I have had hooks from the factory that are not that great. Maybe it's a quality control thing, but the big thing is when you're fishing, it doesn't matter how sharp your hook is to begin with. If you get hung up, particularly on a rock or really even a stump or whatever, you really quickly will dull your hook and you no longer have a razor sharp hook. So you either should sharpen your hook out there on the fly, which doesn't make much sense. You really don't want to do that. So you just need to have backup hooks with you. You know, either jigs, if you got a favorite jig, you need to have some backups because eventually your hook will get dull if you get hung up, you know. Now on the other end of it is if you're catching a lot of fish, say you're really going through and you're catching a lot of fish, you know, the mouth of that crappie is a really kind of a bony thing. Even though it's a soft compared to a lot of fish, it's still kind of a, you know, something that can dull a hook. It doesn't take a lot to take something that's razor sharp, as you see when you shave your little beard there enough times, even though you don't think cutting a hair is that big of a deal. Pretty quickly you get a dull razor and have to put in a fresh sharp razor, so your hook will get dull. And if you start losing fish, that's your first clue. Once you start losing fish and going, oh, that one came off at the bank, oh man, or I had him on for a minute and then he came off, check that hook, because you can even get the very tip of it bent backwards, and at that point, man, it's going to be hard for that hook to penetrate anything. So that would be my first number one tip to really watch out for on a regular basis, is keeping that hook razor sharp. If you have to get you a little stone, keep that around. I've got some old Japanese water stones here, about a 5,000 grit up to a 6,000 grit will get you a good razor sharp finish on that hook, and that way you don't have to go buy a brand new jig or brand new hooks. You're repurposing your hooks there, because technically if you got your favorite little jig, where is that favorite little jig? There's that favorite little jig. If you got your favorite little jig and that tip of that hook gets dull and you go, oh man, the tip of my hook's dull, oh no, then you're going to throw it away. It's like, nah, you ain't going to throw it away. Go home and sharpen that sucker up and learn how to sharpen it. If you don't know how to sharpen it, learn how to sharpen it and get it sharp, razor sharp,